Thank you very much for joining me for this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. My doctor wanted me to have an MRI. It's not the first MRI I've had, but it is the first one that I've had for my own well-being. A few years ago, I volunteered as a research subject at the state university. The project was looking at brain function of early healthy senior citizens. Their protocol included not just an MRI, but a special kind of MRI that vibrated. It was like going to the amusement park. This one is a little different. It involves my own medical care. Two local places give them. One could do it in March, the other in January. Each was acceptable to my doctor, so I chose the earlier one. There's a little bit of preparation for it, some uncomfortable, unpleasant preparation, but not the worst thing that I've ever inflicted on myself. There is some coffee deprivation. I did not like the coffee deprivation. There is some food deprivation, for which I am somewhat indifferent. My study was scheduled for mid-afternoon, which meant I would be coffee deprived until I left my house at 2 o'clock. I could tell I was very unproductive. Little hungry, not very hungry. I wrote some, but not very good stuff. Watched TV, struggled to pay attention. But the time came. I drove there. The GPS got me there uneventfully. It wasn't quite the place that I expected. It was much smaller, probably only had an MRI scanner. There was one other patient and 3 attendants. The attendant escorted me into the dressing room where I removed everything she said I had to remove, replacing it with what looked like a surgical gown. Then into the machine. My head was not being scanned this time. They did need to start an IV to infuse contrast. That went very easily. For the next, I don't know how long, since my watch was confiscated, I lay on my back looking at a red and white target above my eye while the machine went clang, 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 clang. I did not move. I did not feel a need to move. They warned me about claustrophobia, but the space wasn't quite that confined. I could not tell when they were infusing the gadolinium contrast. It all seemed the same to me. But after maybe 15 or 20 minutes, the noises stopped. The attendant came over to inform me that I am done. The IV was removed and a bandage applied. Having been on my back listening to noise for a while, I didn't jump right out of the cradle. I sat up for a few minutes, got my bearings, eased myself off, and then unassisted returned to my locker room and got dressed. My first project after returning to the car was to put my wedding ring back on. They had instructed me to remove all my jewelry. The wedding ring does not get removed often, but I can still get it off with some patience and some pulling. I put it in a safe place with my coins, which I left in the car. As soon as I got back, that was project number one. The ring is back on in the same position that it has been for most of the last 48 years. Then what to do next? Well, they want me to drink a lot of water, but I was hungry. So I drove to Aldi. Not that I was going to eat anything at Aldi, but I took a cart, put things in it, bagged it at the register, and headed home. The experience was probably a little more interesting than going to Disney, at least in this late stage of my life. There will be an image, there will be a report, there will be a decision from the doctor as to what to do because of the report. I will just have to wait. I have access to the portal, so I'll read the image, but for this one, I'm really dependent on the doctors. Thank you very much for sharing this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.